Hi there, this is Kingsley. So this is the Xiaomi Mi 12 Pro. The Xiaomi Mi 12 Pro is one of the best phones that Xiaomi has to offer right now. This phone competes directly with devices like the Galaxy S22 Plus, the Oppo Find X5 Pro, and even the Pixel 6 Pro. Now, the Xiaomi Mi 12 Pro is by no means a cheap phone. This is a very expensive phone. In Nigeria, this phone costs 499,000 naira, say 500,000. In the US and other regions, this phone starts at $1,000 US. And when you hold this device in your hands for the first time, it's easy to feel why it's so expensive. The build quality is premium, nothing is rattling or shaking. The entire phone just feels like a single slab of brick. This phone is also 5G enabled, of course, as expected for a phone of this caliber. The thing is, most companies try so hard to make the designs of their phones look very expensive, and therefore they add things like glossiness, light reflections, and all of that. And at the end of the day, it ends up looking gimmicky and it backfires in a way, at least in my opinion. But you see, the Xiaomi Mi 12 Pro brings a different class to the table. This phone is expensively dressed without making it look expensive or sound expensive, but yet it feels very expensive. Does that make sense? That's a lot of expensiveness in one sentence. Alright, the Xiaomi Mi 12 Pro has a glass finish that looks and feels very minimal. It looks like it's got some kind of texture to it, but it doesn't. It's completely smooth. It doesn't magnet all sorts of fingerprints that will make it look weird, and it's less slippery too. The glass at the back is actually Gorilla Glass Victus, so it's kind of tough. Even after using the phone without the case, there is no scratch at the back. Sometimes even when there is a scratch, it's not actually obvious. Then there is a camera bump, which is just a solid rectangular block that houses the three main lenses. There are these three straight lines that sort of demarcate the lenses for whatever reason. The phone will rock on a table, obviously, when you drop it on a table, but it's not a big deal. You still end up wearing it a case anyway, so it's not a big deal at all. The back glass curves a little bit at the edges and flushes smoothly with the aluminum frame. At the right side of the Xiaomi 12 Pro, you'll get the volume up and down keys and the power button as well. Both buttons feels very solid and clicky as expected. Now, Xiaomi says this phone has 4 speaker outputs tuned by Harman Kardon. So at the top of the phone, you'll see the Harman Kardon branding. Then you'll find the first speaker and the signature IR blaster from Xiaomi, and there is also a microphone outlet there. At the bottom of the Xiaomi Mi 12 Pro, there is a second speaker, a USB Type-C port, and a second microphone outlet. So where is the third speaker? It turns out the earpiece serves as the third speaker. So where is the fourth speaker? I couldn't find it. I searched all over the device, turned it upside down, played music. At some point, I even blocked all the 4 speakers and tried to find where the 4th speaker is, but I couldn't find it. So I don't know which one is the 4th speaker. If any of you know, please let me know down in the comments, alright? So while testing out this phone, the other day it was raining, so I found myself drifting towards the rain to go and actually put the phone in the rain and show my friends that my phone is water resistant. Then something occurred to me that I should go and actually check the IP rating of this phone before I go and put it inside water. And it turns out that as expensive as this phone is, it doesn't have any official IP rating. Meaning if you take this phone under the rain, or you take it to the swimming pool, or it falls inside water, that might be the end of it. The phone might be damaged. So do not take this phone close to water like the swimming pool or the rain. Again, I emphasize, if you do, it's going to end in premium tears. One of the obvious parts of the Xiaomi Mi 12 Pro that screams premium is the display. This is an LTPO display as expected in the flagship phone in 2022. It's a massive 6.7-inch display with a hole punch cut out for the selfie. This display has Dolby Vision, HDR10+. The brightness goes up to 1000 nits and up to 1500 nits at its peak. The display is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass Victus. It's not the best display I've seen on the phone, but it pops. One outstanding thing I noticed is that the display is not really that vibrant like, let's say, an S22 Plus for instance. But the good thing is you're given all sorts of manual control to tweak the display to your satisfaction. If you go under the display settings, you can choose different color schemes to either make the display more vibrant or more vivid, or you can even make it warmer or cooler depending on your vibe. You can also change the display resolution from FHD to WQHD+ for more clarity and better viewing experience. But this will take a toll on the battery life of the phone. That is why by default it's set to full HD. The display of the Xiaomi 12 Pro also has a 120Hz refresh rate, and it's one of the reasons I have enjoyed this display so much. By default, it is set to auto, which Xiaomi says can drop the refresh rate down to 1 Hz when necessary to save your battery and to make it last longer. You also have the option to choose between 60, 90 or the ultimate 120 Hz. Always on display is also available. It's turned off by default, so you have to activate it if you want to use it. You can choose all sorts of watch faces, and there are plenty of them. Or instead, you can put a note to self that will always show up on the always on screen for you to motivate yourself if you need one. You can also choose the type of animation lighting, or should I say effect, when you get a notification. So there are a couple of options here for you to choose from. The Xiaomi Mi 12 Pro has an in-display fingerprint reader. It's an optical fingerprint reader that is found on most mid-range phones, not the ultrasonic one that is found on most flagship phones. It unlocks the device fast enough though, maybe not as fast as other flagships, but it works. And you can also use it to measure your heart rate whenever you feel like, if you don't have a smartwatch. And the results are fairly accurate. So this one is a feature that everybody is copying from Apple. If you slide down from the top left corner of the display, you'll see the notification panel where you'll see all sorts of notifications. And if you slide down from the top right corner of the display, you will see the control panel. And the control panel takes advantage of this large display by extending down for you to see and activate other features like the reverse wireless charging feature, meaning the Mi 12 Pro can charge other devices. MIUI 13 is full of a lot of features, like its feature pack. I can spend an hour or this entire video talking about just the awesome features of the MIUI 13 coupled with the Xiaomi Mi 12 Pro. Powering the Mi 12 Pro as expected is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chip from Qualcomm. The 8 Gen 1 is like the best chip on any phone right now, and that is why all the flagship phones of 2022 are using it, or should I say almost all the flagship phones. So no matter the task, no matter the game, no matter the thing you want to do with your mobile phone right now, the Xiaomi Mi 12 Pro has the ability, at least on paper, to handle everything you throw at it. And I have actually tested a lot of games and a lot of things on it, and I've pushed it to the extreme. The phone actually works. From the box, the Xiaomi Mi 12 Pro comes with Android 12 and MIUI 13. And I'm currently being notified that there is a new MIUI update for me. But I'm totally scared because I have been seeing a lot of complaints of people updating their phones to MIUI 13 point whatever, and their phones have ended up being bricked or dying. So I think I'll just hold off for now, and then probably I will let you guys know when I've done the update on it. The Xiaomi 12 Pro has a 4600 mAh battery. Now by 2022 standards, this is a small battery, but it still works good enough. If all the features of the phone are turned on, you can get like a 5 to 6 hour screen on time. But if you turn off most of the features like the high refresh rate, always on display, drop down the resolution of the display from WQHD Plus to Full HD Plus, and other stuffs, you should get a little over 7 hours screen on time. But if you turn off most of the features like the high refresh rate, always on display, drop down the resolution of the display from WQHD Plus to Full HD Plus, and other stuffs, you should get a little over 7 hours screen on time, which is not bad. The good thing here is the Mi 12 Pro is capable of 120 watts wired charging and 50 watts wireless charging. The battery can go from 0 to 50% in just 10 minutes, which is insane. I mean, you can just stop by a coffee shop and spend just about 18 to 20 minutes and your phone will charge from 0 to 100%. That is something that is really, really awesome, because most of the flagship phones in 2022, like the iPhone 13, the Galaxy S22 Ultra, the Galaxy S22 series, and all those phones still take over an hour, 10 minutes to charge. So the Xiaomi Mi 12 Pro charges like 6 to 7 times faster than your average flagship phone, which I think is the 2022 standard. Welcome. And another thing is that this phone comes with the 120 watts brick inside the box, which is really awesome, because most phones like the iPhone 13, the Pixel 6, which other phone again does not come with a charger? The Galaxy S22 series, have I mentioned that? I don't know. The Galaxy S22 series, these phones don't come with chargers in the box. They all tell you that they are taking out the chargers because they are trying to make the phone cheaper for you. So we've been told by these other smartphone makers that it's not possible to give you all the features they give you in these flagship phones and at the same time give you a charger. But Xiaomi has actually proven that wrong, that you can still get all these awesome features you get inside these phones, and then you still get a 120 watts charger inside the box. With the Galaxy S22 series, for instance, you have to go and buy the 45 watts charger that Samsung gives with the phone separately. So it's great that you can still see a company that gives you a charger inside the box. I hope they don't change it in the future. Now, when it comes to the cameras of the phone, all three lenses are 50 megapixels. The main lens is a 50 megapixel 24mm wide angle lens. Then you have a 50 megapixel telephoto lens, and you have a 50 megapixel ultra wide angle lens. Then in front of the phone, you have a 32 megapixel wide angle lens. The front camera, which is a selfie camera, can shoot 720p videos at 120 frames per second. It can shoot 1080p videos at 30 or 60 frames per second. Now the back camera can shoot 8K videos at 24 frames per second. It can also shoot 4K videos at 30 frames or 60 frames per second, and HDR10 Plus is also available. When it comes to the kind of pictures that the Xiaomi Mi 12 Pro takes, I'm actually okay with the quality of pictures it takes on a normal day. I know as reviewers there is this temptation to be nitpicking, like we nitpick the small details, but it turns out that the end users don't really see all these small details that we nitpick about. But I'm going to nitpick here, and it's going to be the portrait images. The portrait shots taken with the Xiaomi Mi 12 Pro, they are not really so great. I mean, compared with phones like the Galaxy S21 Ultra from last year and the Galaxy S21 Plus and other phones. So the edge detection is not good enough for a flagship phone, and it even gets worse when you're taking portrait images of objects that are not living beings. It's even worse. It doesn't mean that the images are totally bad. I mean, like the portrait images, sometimes it does a very good job. Then also another place I'm going to be nitpicking about is the selfie images. Now it gives you this, I don't know how to describe it, this shiny, weird looking thing, like your face just, like the details are not just there, it makes you whitish somehow. And I used to think that this happens because beauty mode was on, but even after turning off beauty mode, it still applies it to your selfie image, which I'm not really a fan of. But outside of that, the selfie images are really good if you don't mind these things that I'm talking about. My favorite part of the cameras on this phone is the night mode images. Goodness, the images are just out of this world. Night mode pictures are super good. So I've just been taking night mode pictures all over the place. I can't stop, because each time you bring out the camera at night and take a picture, the pictures are really awesome. And when it comes to the videos, when you're taking videos that you're just walking and then probably just videoing around, the videos are very stable. Like, there is no complaint here. I took it out while I was walking on the street. I made videos of me walking around and then checking out things. The videos was very stable. That is because the cameras of this phone have optical image stabilization built into the cameras, not electronic image stabilization. So that has been good. One part of the video aspects though that is not really good is the 8K videos. Now I don't know why this is included here. 8K videos, I don't think I will be able to use the footages that comes out of the 8K quality. And the 8K videos are a bit cropped in as well. So I think it's too cropped in and the video is not smooth and all that. So I don't think it's really usable. But for the 4K videos, 60 frames per second and all that, very usable footages and very awesome videos. So I think you should check this phone out if you're looking for a flagship phone that will give you all the features that you find on more expensive flagship phones at a very affordable amount. It's not like the amount is really that affordable, but compared to other flagship phones, the amount is affordable, and you also get a charger in the box. Can you believe that? A 120 watts charger that can charge your phone from 0 to 100 in just about 18 to 20 minutes. So that is awesome. Thank you so much. My name is Kingsley, and if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. It's going to help us out in a way, and also you can share it out with your friends. It's going to help them and also help us. And if you love good tech content, I have more coming up for you, all right? So I'll catch you again in the next one.